morning, Flosstube. Welcome back to my channel. Today is December 31st, 2025, and today is Whip Parade Day. We're going to start with the non-full coverage pieces, and then we will go into the full coverage pieces. Some of these pieces are going to be on my vocal board. I'm hoping that this year I can get them all touch every one of my projects this year. I talked a little bit about it, or I will talk a little bit about it in my plans video that will come out after this video is out. So, first up on the list is the Doreen Jones Christmas 2024 sal. I have only 4 squares that are completely finished. The border to finish. This block has a little bit of stitching left in it. I have to finish the tree and then do this block here. So there's the Doreen Jones sal. I believe this is a 28 count 2/1. Yes, it is. It's a Witchelt. That's the fabric that I'm using. Lamb's wool. 28 count. And next up, ow, that hurt, is more Blackburn 3 Things sampler. I would like to say, if you do not see a before picture, that is because it had no work done in 2025. I'm not sure exactly what I worked on in 2025 for these non-full coverages. So next up is, like I said, the Doreen Jones 3 Things sampler. And this is on 32 count flax linen by Witchell 2/2 full cross with the called for DMCs. And this one I know I did not work on this year. I guess I did a little bit, very little. I worked over here in this corner here. But here is the whole piece, or what I have completed. And like I said, I worked a little bit this year over it in here. I think I was using this for a challenge, one of the challenge groups this year, but I don't remember. What challenge group? Which challenge in what group? Excuse me. Oh goodness, excuse me. Up next on the Stitch Me this is the Doreen Jones Love Sal from 2025. There really isn't a way to show this without you. There we go. I was trying to fill in all the black, do the outline first and then go in and do fill in. So I don't know where I'll go this year. This one is on my vocal board this year. And this is a 32 count, so I'm doing it 2/2 full cross. And next up is the Woodland Christmas series. This came out a couple years ago, Tiny Modernist. It's all the Christmas ornaments. I'm working on the odds, but the evens, when I get to the evens, will go on this fabric here. But the evens the odds, I'm sorry, are going on this piece of fabric, which is this right here. Can't get this fabric anymore. The company is no longer. And here is where we are. 1's done, 3's done, and I'm working on number 5. The angel, which is this one here. This is the one that I'm working on currently. Next on my list is, or in my pile, there is no list, it's just a pile, is the kaleidoscope. Lori Hope Be in My Bonnet. And let me find the, is there better? So there's the cool version of it, the warm version of it, and I am doing it in the colorway, the ocean colorway, which is this colorway right here. And this is on 14 count, as it was a whole kit that I received in a giveaway. And this is on my Whipco to finish this year, because there really isn't that much left to do. So here is where it currently is. As you can see, I just have that little corner, a little fourth of the pattern left to go, and then this will be done, and I will be able to fully finish it and gift it. So that is on my list as well to finish. Up next in this bag is Dimensions Wreath of All Seasons, and I'm doing it as called for in the kit, with the kit floss and the kit fabric. And this is where we are at. It's folded up. There is nothing up there. There's nothing over here yet. Working on this corner first, and then I will change, and I'm back stitching as I go. I'm just going line by line, picking the similar line, working it till the thread runs out or there's no stitches, and then I pick the next color in the line. And up next we have 4th of July Rules by Primrose Cottage. This is stitched on 32 count light taupe. They did theirs 2/2. I'm doing mine 1/1, so it is really small. And did they use, yeah, they did DMC, so I am using DMC as well. Excuse me. And here is where it is at. And remember, okay, so I am right here in the Remember the Fallen is where I currently am. So once I get that done, I'll have 3 done out of 6. So I'll be halfway done once that one gets finished. I think this one is on my list to finish this year, but I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember. And up next, there's a couple in here, but only one is started. The one that is started is this one. This is the Fireside Autumn Fireside Magic. Stay Platinum Stitchery. This was a market this year. I'm not sure what the fabric is. It was just a piece that I had. And this is where we got to. This was a piece that I was working on our road trip this fall. So it's really working in the fireplace and then a few things up top here. Finishing the pumpkins, and then that's it. So this one is on my go finished this year, which should not be a problem to finish this one this year. And the other ones that are in here, I have the fabric and some of the floss that I pulled for the Scarecrow here, which is Stitchy Pro's Scarecrow Serenade. But I didn't do anything with it. I'd taken it with us for our road trip, and I didn't work on it. And the other one in here is Silver Creek Sampler's Boo-Hoo. Didn't do anything with it either. Didn't have fabric. This in this bag, this is the Winter Village, the December Mini Village. This is the Mini Village series. This one's just December's one I pulled out. And they are all going to be on 40 Count Sparrow by Millennial Fabrics. This is on my go to start them a couple times on the board to start. And I believe I have them all. I have some other called for floss in here. I just gotta go through and see what else, other flosses I need. And up next, we have Golden Pumpkins. This was in just cross stitch October 2023, and I started it in October of 2023. I'm doing it on 14 count instead of 18 count. And this is where we are on this one. I was just working on this first half of the design. Not sure. I think I was working on the back stitch. And it looks like I have the cross stitch all done. I'm just working on the back stitch on this part. Down here in the fan. I'm not sure if there's more cross stitch, more back stitch in this, or if I can move on to the other side. But I just parked the reds over there so that I wouldn't have to start them again. So when I pull this one out, we'll see where we're gonna go. That's full coverage. We have the Peppermint Purple 2023 Blackwork Sound. This is just the layout. There is no, here is the outline, and it was a mystery. You didn't know what the inner pieces were. I'm doing this on Great Basin by Fortnite Fabrics. And I believe I took the white out, and I'm using DMC S414, so satin 414 and 930, sorry. I believe this is black. And Forbidden Fiber Wildflower and 3844. Oh, I guess I'm doing the white. I took one color out, I thought, but apparently the white is still in there. So this is where we currently are. Kind of all over the place. not even halfway. So if I finish this and then finish down there in that spot, then I'll be halfway. So we will get some work on this year. All of my projects will get work this year. That is the ultimate plan. And bring this pile closer. This one is Glory by Bent Creek. My husband picked this out in 2024 when we went up to Camp Black Needle. I need to push the glory together, the letters and the word glory together, so that I can put my husband and my father on either side, one on each side. And this, I believe, is a 28 count fabric that I found at Black Needle. They had on the freebie table. So it'll be that size, but that's as far as we got to. I think we subbed out one of the colors because they didn't have it in stock. We're using Classic Colorworks. So there's the colors. Plus, and up next is my Winter Chores kit by Ezra Williams. I'm doing this called for as the kit calls for. On the kit fabric. And this is where we got to this. That's where we got to. Not sure if this one was worked on or not this year. But I can either come down here and finish out like those little bits of snow down here and do some backstitch, or I can come over here and work on like finish more of the sky over here and get the horses done. So there's options that I can do on this one. That is Winter Chores. And in this one, there's several in this one. That one's not started yet, so we don't need that. This one is Society Stitcher. I do not have a picture. I just have the fabric, the chart. I think this was a freebie from them at one point, but I could be wrong. This is on Fiber on a Whim Cypress 32 count, so 2/2 full cross. And this is where I am. There's just a cup in the middle with some steam. So I was working on all the blue, which is 336 first, and then we would go in and do the rest. This is on my list to finish this year. And the other one that's in here is Schoolhouse Rocks, which was their help their school charity style. This is hand dyed by myself. This is where it is. I've got a lot of leapfrogging to do. This whole state house all needs to come out. This I think needs to come out. It's one stitch this way too close in, and it's just not gonna work. So what I'll do when I pull it out is probably pull this out, stitch it in, pull this out, stitch it in, so it's not all undone and then have to redo it. Just do it in pieces. Do it in steps. And then that goes in there. Next up is Songs of Season 2. Songs of Season, Christmas Quaker 2, Songs of the Season. This picture, no, bygone stitches. I am doing it in red and green diamond. And I only can work on it a little bit at a time. Short lengths of thread, short periods of time. This is 36 count platinum. So over 1, over 2. This is where it got. This I believe was, don't think I worked on it this year. I like it. It just didn't come out this year because I didn't do Christmas, all my Christmas projects in December this year. I only focused on one this year. And we have, this is Hello Pumpkin, and another one in here. So I don't think I have a picture of Hello Pumpkin. If I find one on the internet, I'll put it up. It's just a tree. It's a fall style tree. This is on Shark Fin by Fortnite Fabrics. I'm doing this 1/1 on the 28 count. So it's going to be really, really small. Let me see. This is the tree. This was a New Year's Eve 12 by 12 in 2023. Working on the pumpkins down here, and then all the way up, probably up to here, are just different animals in the tree itself. So this one is on my list to finish this year, or at least attempt to finish. I don't know if it will be finished, but it will get attempted to finish. And also another New Year's Eve 12 by 12 start was Hedgehog House by Lindy Stitches. This is being stitched on Forbidden Fiber Code Glacier, 25 count. And this is 1/1. Full cross. This was all that I did on New Year's Eve that year. Not sure which way this goes, if it's this way, if it's this way, not sure. Let's see, I have it marked in my paper chart here. So this is the top. Or does it go this way? I don't know. I'll have to figure it out once I get once this is called. Whether it be whip go or regular rotation stitching. We will figure it out when the time comes. Alright, so I found a few projects that were not on my list of non-full coverage pieces. So these will just get added into the full coverage and they will just be put at the end of the list. First up is, I'm not sure if I have a picture, but I will insert a picture, is How Does Your Garden Grow, Sal by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. This was a 20... I don't know when. 22 maybe? But here is where it is currently. I'm not sure if I worked on it this year or not. I think I did a little bit, but I'm not sure. I think I worked on the snail down here. Doing the snail, but I could be wrong. Put that back there because that needs to get added to the list. And whoops, in here, these are all the snails from Black Needle Society that they have their snail mail club. This one is Let It Grow. So there is the Let It Grow. And that one I think I was going to put on this fabric here. Haven't started it yet. But here is one of their snails done and ready to go. And another snail. Oh, I did do that one. I did the Garden Grow snail on the 40 count. What else? And then we've got a couple others in here that I'll work on as well. Didn't realize I had finished those two. So that's that one. And up next, that's not on the list, that will be put on the list, is Cinderella's Castle. The Art of Disney. Using everything that's called for fabric, called for floss. Doing it how the kit says to do it. And this is the whole fabric. But this is where we are currently. I think I was just working on back stitching. So we will get this one on the list. And up next is on the naughty list, Silver Creek Samplers. This was in the Black Needle Society Nice List box in 2024. And I started it, and I'm using all the called for. We got it as a full kit in the box. So all the DMC and the fabric is 18 count cornflower fiber on a whim. 2/1 full cross. Needle miner down a little bit. And this is where we are. And you will see a picture of where it was. This is where we are. I will be changing the dog that is over here. This little doggy. I'll be changing to black and white to match my dad's dog. So we've got Santa almost done. I just need to fill in his boots and then he will be done. And one last one. I believe this is a project. If I need the bag open. This is the... Yes, this is the Dr. Seuss Sal from Black Needle Society. This was their charity for this year, 2025. Help their mom's school. So if you bought off their Amazon wish list, you got put on the mailing list for the sale. So we've got the top of the tuffula tree done. Might be little mixes of color in the middle, I'm not sure. Part of the trunk, and now I'm working in the green. So I'll finish the green and work everywhere. This is Miss Myrtle's. This was June 25 fabric of the month from Fortnite Fabric. I mean from Millennial Fabrics. My bad. It's right in front of my face and it still says the wrong name. Not sure when this will be available to the general public, because like I said, it was a fabric of the month. Up next, we have from Just Cross Stitch 2024 is the Hummingbird Garden Sal, and here is what it will look like. And this is where we got to on it. Did not work on it, I don't believe, this year. It was spring, summer, fall, winter, I believe, so each issue in Just Cross Stitch. I ordered the whole kit. The fabric, I believe, is 28 count, and the flosses are Sullivan floss. Next, we have the Glendon Place Hope and Strength free PDF chart. Not sure if it's still free. This does have beads, calls for beads, but I'm not doing beads, I'm just doing it all in cross stitch. And I am using 32 count Belfast linen in white, so I'm doing all DMC colors. This is where we are. So we are all the way across on the width, a little more than halfway on the length. And let me move this down so that you can see the rest of that word. There you go. All the end of the day. At the end of the day, all you need is hope and strength. Hope that it will get better, and strength to hold on until it does. So there's that one. And this is the Christmas kit. This is on my list to finish. I believe all I have is under this house and down. That's it. And it's majority of it is backstitch or black work, whichever you want to call it. I'm doing it on the called for fabric with the called for flosses. And that's where it's at. I said I just need to do the down here. I think I'm gonna finish this side over here, but something might be wrong. I don't know. I can't remember, but I can get it in there, I'm sure. So that's it. Just have to finish that bottom section, and like I said, most of that bottom is just backstitched black work. So that should take no time at all to finish. Next up is Praiseworthy Stitches Simple Gifts Halloween. This was 2023 or 4 stitch along that Athena Stitching Goddess Designs was doing, where she broke it into 13 parts, or 12 parts, sorry, 1 part a month. I did good for a little while. And then this is on a 28 count hand dyed by myself. And this is where I got to. So there really isn't that much. I mean, there's still a lot left, but it's not a whole lot. DMC for the black and specialty for the pink, the orange and the purple. Then we have, that's not going to be worked on this year. This one is Treasure Island by Owl Forest Embroidery. It was a mystery sale a couple years ago. So that's all that I have for a picture. It just shows you where the pieces go. I have all of the pattern. I just need to get back to working on it. This is on 45 count Nightingale. Linen by Legacy Linen. I'm doing DMC because I wasn't gonna order from Russia at the time. I just didn't have the time to order. So this is where it is currently. This will get worked on this year for sure. As I said before, everything will get worked on at some point. Up next is the river. This was in a Black Needle Society box a couple years ago, the Resolutions box. Helps if it's right side up. The river by Modern Folk Embroidery. I am working in this section here, so I have this section to finish, this, and then down here, and it will be done. Working with one color, it shouldn't take that long. I am using the floss that we got in that box that was to go with this. Is called the River of Life. Fiber on a Whim. And my fabric is a 56 count cream linen, so 1/2 full cross, so it's going to be tiny. That's the whole width of the piece, and I think it'll come down to here, so I'll have 4 3/4 left of this fabric. So I just need to finish that pot in there. It's really all the pot, and then that flower down here for that section. And then we can work on the others down below. And we have a Snowflake Quaker style RETM. I'm doing it in the white diamant. Obviously diamond 5200. Denim blue 28 count witch hilt, Gilbelin, 1/2, I believe, yeah, 1/2, and this is another one that's slow going with the diamond. That's where we are. I like it. It's just slow because you gotta go smaller lengths of floss, and I only work on it for a short time before I'm ready for a change. And this is the Christmas Carol Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. And this piece here was the main piece of the Christmas Carol, and then there's an ornament here. I have 2 ornaments left to finish, it looks like. I have an ornament here and an ornament I think that goes in here. This is just extra. So that shouldn't take too long to finish those 2 ornaments out. And get this one off the list. I wanted to do them all. And up next, I'm not sure if this one, let me get back to that one in a second. This one here is Jane's Joy Holiday Joy by Carolyn Manning Designs. I love this one because each one is like a little finish. Each little square is a finish. EMC. And this is on a 28 count hand dyed by Magic Hour Cross Stitch. They are based out of Canada. And we didn't realize we are halfway finished. So working on this half over here, which will get us, which is halfway. So this first half over here is all complete. There might be some back stitch that I have to do, or some missing colors, I'm not sure. But I got 2 little squares here that need to be finished for the full half. But if you want to say these 2 squares are up here, then we've got halfway. And in here, this is Celebration. Rosewood Manor, this came out this year for the 250th birthday, this in 2026 of the US. I am doing this on Rogue Stitching Nutmeg 36 count. So some of the colors I'll have to back stitch around until you can see them. But that's fine. So this is where, this is the piece that I had that was big enough. Trying to use what I have instead of always buying. So this is where we got to. This was a new start this year. You can see the roof, but I'll have to probably backstitch the top of the roof just so you can see it a little better. Because it does kind of blend in with the fabric, which is fine. Little backstitch is fine. And then in here, this is the Monopoly board. This did not get any work this year, which is very sad, but that's okay. 28 count, 2/2 full cross with the called for floss. So I think when I pulled this out last time, I did mention that it will fit on the fabric in the width. I measured it out, checked it out, and it will fit. So we are just working along the bottom. So we'll continue working on the bottom, filling in those properties there. And another one right here. This is the Cricut collection. This is Winter. This is on my list to finish this year because I believe I only have like from the T, E, and the R to finish. So it's not that much longer to go. This is Robin's Egg 36 count linen. They're all going to be on a 36 count linen because I have framed piece finished objects for them to go on to. Oh, the T's done, so I just have to finish the sled, the E, and the R. Alrighty then. I didn't realize I had gotten the T done. So there is winter. The snowman has a little bit of sparkle in him, along with the snowflakes. You may not be able to see the sparkle. Yeah, you can see the sparkle in the snowman. The snowflakes have the sparkle as well. So that will be fun to get that done, and then when this one's done I can pull out one of the other ones, because I believe I have all of them. And then this one's not started, but this is red, white, and blue Primrose Cottage. I did this as a model stitch for a store, and they let me keep the pattern with the floss, so this will get started at some point, sometime. Okay, so this one here is a Dimensions kit. Dimensions Gold Petite, beautiful bird. I had to check my list to see where I could put this one, because it's pretty full coverage, but I put it in the non-full coverage. I'm using the called for fabric, which I might restart this one, because I've messed up somewhere. I had to pull out the sky, so maybe I'll just look and see what's going on with this one. But there is the peacock's tail. I think if I pull out the sky, I'd be all set. Maybe I'll just work down here and then work my way up instead. But we'll see what I decide to do with this one. Okay, I found a few more non-full coverage pieces that I had in my bin here. This one is Christmas at the Cabin. It was in Just Cross Stitch December 2022. It is not a very good picture. And this is on my list to get done, because once you see, you will understand. There we are. All I have to do is fill in the wreath right here, and that's it. And this will be all done. This is a 28 count 2/2 full cross. So this one will be one of my finishes for this year. That is for sure. And another one here. This was on my list currently. This is a 32 count ivory, and this is all of the, let me see, 32 count ivory. Yep, all of the Black Needle Society band samplers for Frog Awards. You will see the images of them all. And I have a full yard. I didn't do anything cutting it or anything like that. So, let me... Alright, so, there is year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, my needle minders just stuck together, year 5, and there we go, year 5, and year 6 is right there, year 6, and then this year we will have year 7 to add to it. And this one here, if I can find a picture, I'll put it in here, but this was the stitch along from Creatively Crafting in Halloween for 2024. It is Adam's Family themed. And this is on, I think, Grape Jelly by Millennial Fabrics. And this is where we are, and it's on 40 count. And we have, this was the Arctic Friends Stitch Along in 2024. I did not stay caught up with it. It was a mystery, but it's all out now. I bought it as the whole kit. And I got the Nocturne 28 count cashel linen. The reason I didn't stick with it is I have a mistake somewhere. I don't remember. Oh, I know where it is. So this is where we got to, but the mistake is up in here somewhere. So I just went over and started doing the walrus, and then I just never got back to it. So this one will get some work as well this year. All of my pieces will get work again. I have to add this one to the list. That's on the list already. So those two I need to add to the list. And this one here, in here we have Joyous Noel, Susan Aki, and it uses Arfill. If I can find a picture, I'll put it in here. I just have the pattern. These are the Aurifils that I picked out so far to use. And this is a 28 count Chauvelin in lamb's wool. And there is where we got to. This was a New Year's, a 12 by 12 start that year that I did that, but I started at 1/1 and it was just too thick with the Aurifil. Excuse me, so I changed it out to 28/2 and it works better. That needs to get put in that pile so it gets on the list. Another one up that I need to add to my list is Old Fashioned Shannon Christine Designs. Doing it as called for on the black with white and all the DMCs. This is a 32 count. And that is where we got to on it. I'm not sure if I worked on it this year. Don't think I did, but that's okay. In that pile. And then last up, I believe I have this listed as a non-full coverage, but it might be listed as full coverage, but that's okay. It's seen better days, this one. This is Stitching Jules Designs NYC Twin Towers scene. Not sure if it's still on her Etsy or her website. If it is, it might be under her a different name. This was for, I started this for the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and I'm doing it on 28 count Sandy Bottom by Fortnite Fabrics, 1/1 full cross. And here is where we got to. So now I was just doing, but now I'm working in this building, picking the color at the top, working my way down. So there is that one. Okay, now we are to the full coverage section. This is Becoming Princess. I will insert a picture here of what it will look like. This was, or is, or I should say was, a Patreon exclusive in 2025. Only could get it on Patreon. I believe this is 28 count. 1/1 full cross. And I started in the bottom right, just folding it up so that it's easier. And this I started right before we left on our vacation and took it with me. There are some holes, not holes in the fabric, just holes from missing floss. So one more time. There we go. So this is where we got to 1 over 1 full cross, and as you can see, the holes are just stitches that I have not got to yet. On the screen you will see stitch counts of where it is currently, where it ended the year at. So this is Becoming Princess. And we have Eskimo Kisses 32 count 1 over 1 full cross. Here is what it will look like when it is finished. This was BDLXXX Stitch South for 2025. I started in the middle, and let me just get these out of the way. This is where we got to. Worked my way, you know, in here, filling in, and then I'm working my way over. So I hit the edge. Just kind of working, and I can go anywhere I want on this one now. This was a new start this year, so there will be no before picture. Started this in, I believe, March of 2025. But on the screen you will see the stitch counts of where it ended the year at. So up next we have this piece here. This is, I gotta find it on the fabric. This is Super Size Max Color Deer Creek. This was where I got to in 2025, but I'm changing the way I'm stitching it. It's just too thick the way I was doing it. So I've changed it, and I just started it over. This would be the third start for this piece here. So now I'm doing 1 over 1 full cross on the 32 count. Super Size Deer Creek Max Color. So that is where that one is now. And we have a full coverage finish for this year, which is the Haid Sal 2025. Here is the picture for that. Not that you really need, because it's already done. I just need to wash him again, really give him a good press and finish him. This is Nature's King. Finished him right before we left for our vacation, I believe. November. The end of October. 1 over 1 full cross on 28 count. Now we have this one here. This is Sunflowers by Heaven, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artwork is Marianne Broom. So here is what it will look like when it is finished. And here is where we are with this piece. This is, I believe, 28 count. Don't mind that stain there. That's not even going to show. I worked my way down to the end, to the bottom of the pattern, so that I could cut the fabric because it was really long, and I had already made it over here, so I was doing that. I'm just filling in, going this row of pages here. So we are, this blue line is the bottom of the page and the line of the page here. So we don't have much more to go before this page is complete. So that will definitely be the first thing that gets completed this year, is that bottom page, that part of the page. Then I think there's one page and a little bit of the next page. And on the screen you will see the stitch counts for the year. the next one up is Santa by Nora Corbett Mirabilia. I'm loving this one. This was, I believe, a 2025 or 2024 start. I think a 2025 start. And I've got everything off 123 Stitch, so I'm using the called for fabric, which is just a white because it's pretty full coverage. And I'm just working across what I have printed off for the first page. Some of these open spots will be beads, some of it is just open spots. But the rest of the background is a little bit not full coverage, but all of Santa is full coverage. Alright, so we are going to continue with some more full coverage pieces. This one here, I will insert the picture here. This is the Nativity. Donna Gelsinger, Heaven Art Designs, regular size max colors. This was a Christmas start, and I focused on it all Christmas, the week between Christmas and the 30th, so for 5 days. This is where we got to. And this is a 32 count, 1/1 full cross, and on the screen you will see where I got to. Up next, I just gotta take it out of the hoop, is the Carolyn Manning Garden Trellis Sal that started in August, and it's on a 32 count linen from Millennial Fabrics, and this is where we got to for the year so far. There's August, September, October, November, and then December, and January will go here. And there is no picture, so you won't see a picture of what it looks like complete. But on the screen you will see the total of stitches that I got for the whole piece so far. That one I gotta put back on the frame for later. And up next here is, this is Winter Bonfire Nights by Lars Stewart. I have it in Earth Designs. 32 count, 1/1 full cross, I believe. And this is where we got to. You will have already seen the picture, what it looks like. This is, hang on, let me fold it just a little better. Here we go. That's where we got to. And then we have the Haid 2026 Sal. This is the one that I chose, Glistening Wings. And I started it yesterday. That's why I am showing it in the Whip Parade. This will be a finish in 2026. So here is where, excuse me for a second. There we go. This is where I got to yesterday. 1800 continental tent stitches, so if you divided that by 2, you'd get 900. For counting purposes, for challenge groups and things like that, a lot of them will say you need to have 2 half stitches equals 1 full stitch. So I'm attempting to do just all the black first. 32 count. And then up next is QS Holiday, QS The Stitch in Time Holiday, Amy Stewart, 28 count, white Lugana, 1/1 full cross with the called for DMCs. And this is where it got to. You can see the snowman. There's still a few little stitches in the snowman scarf that I haven't gotten to yet. I don't have that floss. So there is QS Holiday. And next one, I'm just pulling out of the bin. This one is The Song of Summer by Donna Gelsinger, Heaven and Earth Signs. And I'm working down this side of the project. And I want to say this is I'm not sure, 28, 32. I'm not sure which one. Can't remember off the top of my head. So this is where we got to. And I'll bring it in closer so you can see it a little better. One little birdie bottom. And that's it. That's where we got to. Or where it is at. And then next up here we have, that's not the full coverage. We have Snowman Stocking. Here is a picture, excuse me, of what it looks like. This is my husband's Christmas stocking. This is a focus piece in one of the cross stitch challenge groups that I'm in this year. Just hold it this way and then I'll hold it finish. I'll bring it closer. As you can see, I just have basically from the heel over to the toe left to do. All of that is all done. And that is all that's left, is coming up over here to finish the snowman stocking. Lots of white on this bottom part now because we're in the snow. The top part was lots of blues, but this time it's lots of whites. And next up is this lovely kit that I was asked to stitch and review. Bouquet of Irises. And using the called for flosses, called for fabric, however many stitches threads it says per stitch, and that's what we are doing. And I'm doing it on the Ada. That's where we are. I can't give you a stitch count of how much it is because it's a paper pattern. Excuse me. I'm just going line by line, picking the symbol and just working that thread in until it's done. Next up, we have One to Rule Them All. We are doing this on 32 count 1/1 full cross. And this is what the size of it will be on 32 count. Tiny, tiny. And this is where we got to. Mostly, there's some colors in here, but it's a lot of black. I'm not parking, I'm just row by row. If it ends, then I send it off. But not parking on this piece. Just pull these out. Just easier. Pull them out and then just toss them back in. This one here is, I don't have a picture, but I'll put the picture over here. This one is 42 strong. And this was done by Grandma's Stitching Box. I definitely miscounted my fabric. Maybe I was doing it over 2. I don't know, but that's okay. Grandma's Stitching Box is Don't Run with Scissors, Kelly. And this is where we got to. This is a mix of CXC and DMC, but not mixing the color numbers between the brands. So if like I have a 310, it's either CXC or DMC. It's not both. So that's what I mean by a mix of DMC. So like, if there is DMC 310, it's like I said, it's either DMC or CXC. One of the CXC colors is 168. It's what I had to kit it up with. And next one here is, I gotta look at it to see what it is. This is Library of Dogs. You see the picture here. This is Amy Stewart. 32 count, I believe. And here's where we got to, and you will see the stitch counts on the screen. So this is where we got to this year. Some empty holes for missing flosses. And then the next one here, this is 2 Dancing Peacocks. Heaven and Earth Signs, artwork by Olga Garvev. And this one's on a 28 count. And it's a big piece. And so there is where we ended. And that is the whole thing. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. There's the whole piece. This one, I don't remember. Yeah, I call these full. Never mind. This one here is the Jan Lynn Autumn Sampler. I was gifted all 4 of these samplers. I consider them full coverage. They're pretty much, there is some that would make them non-full coverage, but I classified them as full coverage. And I'm doing this on a 28 count. I changed out the fabric over 2. And excuse me. That is as far as we got to, on this one at least. For autumn. I have one of the other samplers, I just don't know where it is. It might be in one of these other bags here. In this bag here, this one is Stained Glass Roses by Stitching Jewels Designs. I'm doing just black first on this. This one is, it's either 32 or 28. And that is where we got to this year. On that piece, and then one piece in here. This is the other sampler. This one is the Spring Sampler by Janlin. And this one I changed the fabric as well, the same fabric that I'm doing the autumn one on. And this one got a little further, a little bit more progress on it, but that is where we fold it so you don't see through it. This is where we got to on the Spring Sampler. Loving that the pink border back in here. It's really pretty. So there's that one, and then we have one more. You probably guess which one it is. I haven't done it yet. You just gotta take it off the frame here. Take off the needle minders. Excuse me. Take that off. I'm only going to take off 2 of the sides. I'm not going to take the whole thing out because you can see the whole thing from here. It's a little wrinkly. But this is Game of Thrones. So here's the picture. And here is where... Oh, I can't even hold it in, right? Goodness. Yeah, I can. So first, I will just show you the whole piece. And then we finish the year with starting the next row. When I finish this diagonal, right before Christmas, I said, that's it. I'm not going to start another diagonal, because this is a good reference point for next year. So there is Game of Thrones and its glory. I know lots of people like to see that one. And I believe those are all of my full coverages. I hope everybody has enjoyed this Flosstube extra of seeing all of my whips and me discovering whips that I didn't have on my list. I think there was 6 that I didn't have on my list, so that's not too bad. So with that, I hope everybody has a great 2026. I hope 2025 was a good year for you, and let's see what 2026 brings. All right, have a great one, everyone. Bye.